This lesson is factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. So this lesson is very similar to the previous lesson that you just did, where you were factoring trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c. But now you're going to be factoring trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So the only difference is you're putting a value in for a, whereas in the previous section you did not have a value in front of the x right there. Your value a cannot be 0. So when we're working with factoring these type of trinomials of ax squared plus bx plus c, you are going to be writing two numbers that are factors of a. So to help you, write two numbers that are factors of a next to the x's, and two numbers that are factors of c, and that's going to help you determine what your factors could be of the trinomial. And what you'll do is multiply the binomials to see if you are correct, to check your work. So let's get started with some examples here right away. The first example, they're wanting you to factor it by just guess and check. So what you need to think about is you need to set two sets of parentheses. And looking here at the first term, this is 6x squared. So at least one variable has to have the coefficient other than 1. So here I have my sets of parentheses. You have to think of what are factors of 6 and what are factors of 4 that would give you your factor a6 and 4, but would add up to be 11. So guess and check here for this. The factors are going to be 3x plus 4 and 2x plus 1. So they filled in the 3 here and the 2 there because 3 times 2 is 6. And then factors of 4 would be 4 and 1. 4 times 1 gives you 4, but they need to add to be 11 right here. So this was guess and check. So I guessed 3x plus 4 and I guessed 2x plus 1, but I need to check it. And in order to check it, you can use the FOIL method. So you do 3x times 2x is going to give me 6x squared. 3x times 1 is going to give me 3x. Then 4 times 2x is going to give me 8x. And then 4 times 1 is going to give me 4. So when you combine like terms, you're going to get a final answer of 6x squared plus 3 plus 8 is 11x plus 4, and that checks itself out. So this factor here, 3x plus 4, 2x plus 1, are the factors of this trinomial 6x squared plus 11x plus 4. Again, this was the guess and check method. That gets a little bit more tricky, but these next two examples, it's going to help you kind of break it down to help you determine what factors you can choose for A and factors for the C right here. Here we have factor this trinomial. We have 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. So we need to think of factors for 6, factors for 5, but would add to give you 17. So the first thing, you need to set up your parentheses. So first set, second set, notice there's an x next to the first part here. So our outer part, our a has to become 6. So we have to think of two factors to give you 6. Our c, two factors give you 5. Well, that one's going to be pretty easy because we only have two factors to create 5, which is going to be 5 and 1. And then the inner part of this has to add up to 17. So what we can do is create a chart. So think, what are factors of 6? 1 and 6, 2 and 3 and 2. And then, as I mentioned, factors of 5 are just going to be 1 and 5. So then you have to look at this chart, and what we did here is multiply 3 times 5, 2 times 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 times 1 is 2. 15 plus 2 is 17. So what they did here is they took this 3 and multiplied it by the inner factor, 2 multiplied by 1, and it added to be the 17. So by using this chart, is going to help you guess and check, because notice if they used other factors of 6 and 5, when you add it together, it doesn't give you 17. So by using this chart, our factors are going to be 3x plus 1, 2x plus 5. And we can check our work by using the FOIL method to get the same original answer from the beginning. Example 3, we have 4x squared minus 15x minus 4. So we have to think what factors would give you A, 4. What factors would give you C here, 4, but would add to be a negative. Notice this is negative 15x. So you can set it up with your factor parentheses. So A is 4, C is negative 4. The inner is going to be, the inner part of this is going to be negative 15. Notice here too they said the outer plus the inner would add to be negative 15. So whatever we choose for A plus whatever we choose for C has to add to be that inner value, negative 15. So here's our chart. They used 1 and 4 for factors of 4. You could use 2 and 2, but when you work with 2 and 2, it's probably not going to add up to give you 15 for the center here. So factors of 4, 1 and 4, factors of negative 4, notice there is a negative there in front of the 4, would be negative 1 and 4, negative 2 and 2, negative 4 and 1. So what they did is they took the outer plus the inner, so they took 1 times 4 plus 4 times negative 1. That does not give me negative 15, so you can cross that out. 1 times 2, 4 times negative 2 does not give me negative 6, so you can automatically cross that out. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16, so 1 plus negative 16 is going to give me 15. So these are the values you're going to use to set up the factor of this trinomial. So it's going to be x minus 4 and 4x plus 1. And you can check this by using the FOIL method.